Three Spooked Girls is a twice-a-week true crime and paranormal podcast where they discuss a wide variety of topics such as the Stanley Hotel, Japanese ghosts, Casey Anthony, Ed Kemper, Tamala Horsford, and more every Monday. Then return every Thursday for a mini-sode from the Stabby Snippet series, a true crime case told by Jessica or Tara. Along with the facts and advocating for the victims of the cases that they cover, the ghouls also bring laughs, themed drinks, and scares. Join Three Spooked Girls anywhere you get your podcasts. Follow them on social media under the handle Three Spooked Girls and Tara's TikTok for bite-sized content of cases, spooky topics, as spooky sleuth. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 24 of season 3, and actually our last episode of the season. So thanks for sticking with us through another season. If you've just joined, I am Robin of Added Tired Witch on Instagram, and I am joined by the ever so lovely but very sick Maria of Maria the Arcane on Instagram.
Hello. Guess who's sick again, guys? It's me.
He is literally holding on by a thread.
Robin, as I was telling Robin's like one of the first few people who have seen me without eyebrows. So
She's
here
thriving.
We are. I am. I really am. I'm so stoked.
You're so hot and sexy. This is, I think, the best I've ever seen you.
I'm trying not to cough right now. It's fine. It's good.
Later on in this episode, we will be joined by Temperance Alden, so that way we can do our Yule drinking game while she simultaneously absolutely will bring up my Christmas quiche and roast me. It's going to happen. I know it. You know it. We all know it. Mm-hmm. If you've just joined us, every week we talk about the upcoming lunar phases and how you can utilize that in your practice. Now, that being said, the day that this episode actually comes out is a new moon. So we're going to be talking about the moon after that, which is on January 6th, which is the full moon in Cancer. A personal favorite of mine that we're starting the entire year out with the best sign in the entire Wheel of Zodiac.
Okay, I have to unmute myself and be like, no. No.
Wrong.
False. Fake news.
Maria's very jealous, guys. I think her sickness has gone to her head. It's very sad. We hate to see it. Such a beautiful woman, just really having that fever go to her head, and she's getting delirious. Anyway.
Rude.
The full moon in Cancer is a homebody moon. I personally think that it is, of course, Cancer moons are really good for emotions and intuition, but I feel like when we align it with the beginning of the new year and everything else that's kind of going on around that time, it's a really good time to kind of evaluate your life and put in some fresh starts around your home. Cancers are, in general, homebodies, little cozy crybabies, and and if we're looking at magic to utilize in this full moon, I recommend doing magic that deals with your home, your hearth, whether that is a literal sense of your house and using protection magic for your home, making your home feel more cozy for the new year, cleaning it, whatever. Or if it is, your internal home and hearth, what's going to make you feel good? What's your comfort in this time? What kind of things could you utilize magically to make yourself feel more secure and emotionally comfortable? That would be my recommendation. Now Maria's going to join us and tell us how Aries are actually better, and she's so wrong.
No, I actually do like Cancer moons. So
I know.
I married one and I got into business with a different Cancer. So
she's obsessed with us. It's crazy. What's even worse is me and her wife look identical. It's crazy.
Identical.
I'm just kidding. I wish.
But I totally 100% agree on like relaxing and like doing home and hearth stuff. You know, it's so hard after the holidays. You know, it's still winter. It's dark outside, and so you're miserable. And yeah, just like getting in touch with making your house super cozy, getting in touch with yourself and checking in, relaxing, chilling, and just making an overall cozy atmosphere.
Maybe it's just my dad who says this all the time, but maybe your dad says it too. My body is a temple joke about like, oh, I couldn't possibly do that. My body's a temple. Maybe that's your home and hearth though. Like channel that 70s dad joke.
And take a ritual bath.
Yeah, take a ritual bath. Do some meditation. Do some grounding. Just things that are going to make you feel like your kind of figurative emotional security blanket in terms of your practice. And that's a nice way, I feel like, to start the new year as well.
I agree. I agree.
Oh, thanks.
So, if you just started listening to us, every episode we talk about a specific tarot card in no particular order. We just go over the universal meanings and then our own interpretations of them. So, this week we're going to talk about the Knight of Swords. On this card, you will see our knight charging into battle. They have their sword up in the air with a very intense expression on their face, and their horse is leaping forward. And honestly, if you look very closely at the horse looks a little scared.
Yes.
And in the background, we can tell it's a windy day because the trees and branches are leaning and the clouds are all wispy above the desert landscape. It feels like our knight is going against the wind as they push forward. Also, if you look closely, there are birds in the sky near our knight's head. The keywords to this card upright are fast thinking, ready to overcome obstacles, and having a disregard for consequences. When this card comes up in readings, it 100% matters if it's in a positive or a negative spot. The knight very, very easily goes a little too far in their efforts. And even in a positive spot, I always have to issue a word of caution about it. But first, the knight for me is like a step above a page. You've learned and gained experience. Now it's time to move forward with action. And just like the Knight of Wands, this knight is very heavy on movement and action. But how this knight differs is that the knight's the sword suit to me speaks of like taking charge, moving forward with ideas, communication, and even mental health. So let's say when this knight pops up in a very positive position in a reading, it can show taking charge of a situation with determination, even if it seems impossible or there are naysayers saying you can't do it. There could be a high failure rate, but sometimes it is worth it just to like go for it. It is like heading into a real battle. You can't say for sure if you're going to come out alive, but it doesn't stop people from fighting with everything they have to stay alive and even become the victor. No matter what, though, I like to remind myself and clients that if you can slow down and think first before like moving forward with something, do it. And because it will help your chances. And I've also seen this come up in like mental health readings when we are like wanting to take charge of our mental health. There's always like going to be that resistance and a wall one has to break through to not only like seek help, but also to stay on top of it. In this case, obviously, it is like well worth the battle. Now, in a negative spot, like our knight does things without thinking. They haven't fallen off their horse just yet, which is what I say when the knights are reversed. But, you know, they are heading towards calamity. This can be like talking without thinking first, charging into a problem you have no right interfering with, and doing something that will 100% end up badly, but you're being too prideful to see it. In real life scenario, this knight can represent like a monster-in-law who doesn't have any boundaries, or the drunk guy at a bar who thinks he's suddenly indestructible after like 5 Jaeger bombs, who gets in the fight with a bouncer because he looked at him wrong. So in a negative spot upright, to me, it's a huge stop sign. Don't do it. You haven't suffered the consequences yet, but you will. So how do you view this card, Robin dear?
I personally view this card overall as like big change coming. That sort of seize the moment mentality, that swift charging forward, etc., tells me that whether we like it or not, big change is coming, and it might not last long. It might not be something that is necessarily positive for us overall. Leaning back to your negative points on the Knight of Swords, but I do feel like it's this kind of rapid change that's coming, and we need to kind of buckle in, even if we're a little scared. Yeah, so. I don't know. Otherwise, I completely agree with you. not that that's going against what you're saying, but it's an added anecdote.
I think we've been on a roll lately.
I know we really have.
Each other.
Knock on wood.
So. Did it.
So, as we talked about in the intro of this episode, we are doing our Yule drinking game, and I am joined today by Temperance Alden.
Thank you for having me.
Witchcraft.
Whoa, fuck off. Keep that in there, Frank. Keep me saying fuck off, but like edit out her mean part. That way there's no context.
Anyway, Maria, as you guys know, because we recorded the main segments already, Maria is super sick, so she has not joined us for this. She's got the flu. It's not good to drink alcohol and drink to mix
Maria doesn't
alcohol
like me. It's the real
flu.
truth, because I think last episode that I was a guest here, Maria also had to. She was ill. Maria
here.
just doesn't like me.
She was here last time. Yeah. Wow, it was really messed up that you're on her podcast and you forgot her. That's pretty crazy, guys.
It's pretty fucking crazy.
I think that Temp might be a bad person. Let us know in the comments.
Verified.
Let us know in the comments. So Temp, why don't you tell people who maybe don't know who you are you?
I am Temperance Alden. I wrote the book Year of the Witch, which is available everywhere books are sold. I have planners. I have calendars. Most importantly, I'm the Florida woman on Instagram. You may have seen me orange hair, often making fun of Robin, but it's in pure love. So
it's honestly bullying, and I need help.
I'm actually a really big cyber bully, so if you're afraid of that kind of thing.
Temp and I also have a podcast together called Abracading Dong that we haven't recorded on.
It's a number one ranked comedy show in Germany, by the way, guys.
So if you guys like listening to both of us be absolutely messed up and talking about romance novels.
No witchcraft.
Romance novels.
Sister Wives.
Just really any TLC show.
We've hit them all.
We've hit them all. And hopefully we'll be bringing it back next year. We both had to take breaks for our own mental health, respectively. But yeah, so this is an Abracading Dong Coffee and Cauldrons crossover episode.
This is a crossover, so I'm going to lower my voice because this is the Coffee and Cauldrons voice, but you will still get all the same energy that I just gave prior. It'll just be in this voice.
Calm. Amazing. Well, I really hope that you try to not be too breathy on this episode.
Am I turning you on?
I am. I am very turned on. Listen, when I say that I'm rock fucking hard right now.
Yeah, if you are a fan of Robin and Maria's wonderful audio, I will have you know that I am on a pair of really bad Bobo headphone in the microphone. It's not that bad. Well, the audio quality is not going to be there, guys. So give Frank a round of applause because he hates editing me.
Watch him say that he loves editing you with these headphones and that this is the best you've ever sounded. And then you just take liberties with that.
Oh, if he says that this is the best set I've ever sounded, I'll wear this for all future episodes. But
for the record, because this is our last episode of the season, and because Frank does do all of our editing, my husband, just taking a quick moment of shout out to say 5,000, Frankie 5K is the number one guy. We love him so much.
We love him. He
is truly the backbone of the podcast. I know you guys probably think that, we just throw this shit together, but we actually don't. Recording is actually a full day process, and that is just the recording half of it. So Frank is truly the backbone of this podcast, and we love him a lot. So if everyone could just tell Frank that they love him so much, that would be so cute.
You should tell him that his accent is cute.
You should. So now that being said, Maria did come up with our drinking game.
We did change the rules a little. I'm sorry, Maria.
We did alter the rules slightly because Temp is chaotic. Yeah. So it's sad that we're doing it without Maria because it was her idea.
Yes.
So you are missed very
Pour
greatly.
Pour one out.
I would, but I have hardwood floors and I don't want to clean that. But emotionally, I have done that at this time.
Thank you.
So the drinking game, I've never played it before. I don't know. Maybe I wasn't wild in college, but when Maria was explaining it to me, she said it like I should know what it is. It's the ABC game, but the witchcraft edition. So therefore, we will be going through the alphabet, trying to think of something witchy. We're going to give ourselves 3 seconds. I'm going to count down with my fingers or whatever. So you guys don't have to hear us say 1, 2, 3, 26 times. And then we're going to shout it. Well, not shout, but we're going to say it at the same time to each other. And then if you can't think of something or you say the same thing, you have to drink. That's the rules.
If you can't say something at all, or if you say the same thing, I think it'll be good.
So
I think
to get
we should
started,
just take a brainstorming 10 seconds because
no way.
I'm going to be honest here. Is before we sat down,
you came up with this alteration.
First of all,
to then say, "I'd like to have some more time, please."
Here's the thing: is before we started the podcast. So for those just joining us, okay, it's not quite time for Robin's Christmas quiche yet, and I'm not going to make fun of it at this moment. But
you are going to bring it up.
I am personally allergic to most sulfites and sulfas, so I don't drink a whole lot of alcohol. So before we started this, I just went and took a really fat rip off the bong. I have a glass of alcohol here.
What is your glass of alcohol?
My glass of alcohol is vodka and ginger ale.
Oh, very fancy. It's a poor man's Moscow Mule.
Yeah.
Very good.
Okay, what do you have over there?
I'm drinking almond breezes eggnog with too much rum, spice rum. So I put some Truvia in it to sweeten it up a little bit so I could taste the rum a little bit less. And I feel like that's really bringing in the Christmas spirit.
If that doesn't make me feel Christmas joy, I don't know what will.
If Truvia flavor blasted spiked eggnog doesn't scream Christmas, I don't know what does.
Oh no, the video's recorded in this. I can't even make stupid faces. All right.
Yeah. Oh,
you ready?
Speaking of that, our Patreon members will see this, but for those of you who are just listening on your streaming service, I decorated the background of my background. I found my parents' 1980s light bulbs. They're hot from the house. I got my stockings and my little tree, and Temp has this beautiful pink disco tree behind her.
I did a disco pink tree.
Very festive.
And we're both in Christmas sweaters.
Oh, yeah.
I'm in a tree.
I've got a Krampus sweater on.
It's cute.
Isn't it so fun? I got this for Frank when we were first dating.
Oh, that's cute.
I got the wrong size, but that's why it fits me. But that's okay. That's all right. It was also 10 years ago, so it's fine.
Yeah. All right, you ready?
I am. Okay, so we're going to go. I'm going to do my fingers. We'll count down, okay?
Wait, well, here's the thing is that your video is cutting in and out a little because you're in a potato.
Your video is not great either, ma'am.
Should we just count it out loud?
All right, we'll
Frank
count
can
it out
edit
loud.
it out.
He'll literally kill me if we do that. I'd like to live. That's my Christmas wish. You can see my hands though well enough. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
All right. I'm ready to go. Are you ready to go? You can't take 10 seconds.
Yep,
you told me no.
Yep. Ready?
Alrighty. I'm ready. Wait. No, I'm okay.
Anthony.
Apple seeds.
Ooh, good choice.
Yeah.
Okay. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Besom.
Broom. Oh, that's the same thing. That's the same thing. That counts.
Thing. Okay, yeah. It tastes like trivia.
Oh, there's liquor.
It has alcohol in it. Okay, next. Oh, okay. Ready?
Yeah.
Cardamom.
Christmas quiche.
Fucking asshole.
What did you say?
Cardamom.
Okay.
I did a whole love spell on Reels with cardamom from back in the beginning of this year, and everybody was like, cardamom's bitter. That shouldn't be for a love spell. And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. It is what it is.
So it is Christmas quiche season, and that was my C word. So could you give the viewers, the listeners, a whatever? Could you give them a little taste of what's coming later this month?
It's a time-honored tradition where I make my family Christmas quiche because I'm too lazy to cook on Christmas Day. We don't eat eggs. So it is tofu and hummus, and then usually like some sort of green vegetable. I like doing like, you take the rice broccoli.
You put leeks in it last year.
I like the leeks. I like the little broccoli crumbles. And sometimes I get a little crazy and I put like fake bacon in it.
Well, the thing is that you haven't even explained to the new listeners who've just found the podcast and maybe haven't heard the story yet, is that once you've served everyone their first serving, you make Frank eat the rest.
Which he loves to do because he loves his wife very much. Here's the thing. My husband is a grown man who stands at 5'5", 130 pounds, like 6% body fat. Like, he's so small. He will eat 2 family-sized pizzas in one sitting. So when he sits there and goes, oh, I couldn't possibly have another bite, I'm like, bullshit. I've seen you put back an entire Z pizza extra large, which is like, I know the people who aren't watching can't see it, but it's without exaggeration, like 1.5 feet in diameter. I don't want to hear that you can't eat that shit. And anyway, he pretty much hates his life, but he does eat it.
See, the thing is that when Robin was pregnant, this was shortly after I had just been a guest on the podcast.
It's true.
And the internet didn't know she was pregnant yet.
I was pregnant when you were a guest. The world just didn't know. You knew, but the world didn't know that.
The world didn't know it yet. And I being me, was dogging on this Christmas quiche so hard that the internet thought it would be funny too, and then she cried.
I did, but it was only because I was pregnant. I actually have really thick skin, and it takes a lot to hurt my feelings in a real way. But I was just hormonal, and so I was just like, "Is it really that bad, Frank?"
And he had to eat a whole tray of it, and not only that, he ate it the next day cold. He ate it the next day, which Robin will say, like, it is not good the next day.
It is not. It is one of those meals that you do need to eat fresh. Even if you eat it cold, that's fine, but it does need to be eaten the same day. Too long in the fridge, and it is very gross.
So,
But God bless Mr. Valentine, because he is just a real king.
another round of applause.
Another round of applause. What is our next letter?
D. That was Christmas.
Okay.
Quiche.
You ready?
Yeah.
Druid.
Delta Ray.
Okay. Okay, ready?
Okay. Well, you can't say ready before each letter.
Why?
Because just count it down. That's for the stress. Egregore.
Oh.
No. You heard me saying it.
My other choice was going to be Enochian, but I was like, no, that's probably what she's going to go with.
Oh, no.
I guess I could go on esoteric as well.
Oh, esoteric would have been a good. I couldn't think of anything except elephant. My brain gave up the witchcraft words. It was just like, here's an elephant ear, bitch. That's the picture that kept coming up in my head. Yeah.
Okay.
Fawns at spring.
Iggy pudding.
Those don't count.
What did you say?
Fawns at spring. Figgy pudding is for Christmas. Take a drink. Take a drink.
Delicious. You really should put some trivia in it. It will help.
I could go shoot a little bit of lemonade squirter and I have that.
Oh, God. No, don't do that when you could put some trivia in it. It's fine.
All right. G.
Okay. G.
Gemma Gary. Can I name a notable person? Does it count?
I feel like it does count because we're going to let Gollum count as well.
Okay.
Because that's a thing, technically. So.
Okay.
H. Okay?
Yeah. Horseshoe.
High Priestess.
Oh, that was a good one.
Thank you. I is next, right? I don't know my alphabet very well. This was not a good game for us to play. I don't know my alphabet. So it's I, right?
Yes, it is I.
I don't have one.
Mine was the ice spells.
Ice spells?
Yeah, the ice cube spells.
Oh, like putting somebody in the freezer and stuff?
Yeah.
I don't know that counts, Temp. I don't think that we call them ice cube spells.
When you take a little piece of paper and you roll it up and you put it in an ice cube and then you have a bag of the names.
I feel like as a community, I
think you're gatekeeping the way I do magic. I think you're gatekeeping the way I do witchcraft.
If I were to say the ice cube spells,
I think someone would know what I'm saying. I think someone would know.
I think that they would say, did you get that from spellsofmagic.com?
I think someone out there would know what is occurring.
Nobody would know. All right, Jay.
All right, wait, we have to drink. Neither of us did something.
Oh, you're right. Okay. Juniper berry.
Justine.
What did you just say?
What did you say?
I said juniper berry, which is an ingredient.
I said Justine, which was an era.
Shut the fuck up. There's no way that's counting.
Let me Google it. Justine.
The fucking Ming Dynasty too, and then be like, well, it counts.
I'm gonna Google Justine era paganism. Sorry,
Shut
Frank.
The fuck up.
Yeah, there is something here. Paganism and the state in the age of Justine. It's on a JSTOR. It's a real article. Justinian paganism.
I honestly have never hated you more. I'll let you have it, but I've never hated you more, and I want you to know that.
Thank you.
All right.
Wait, we're on what letter?
Oh, we just did J, so K. Klonopin.
That's not for magic. I was going to say kilos. Why were we like that?
Listen, here's the thing. Klonopin does count because it is magic. I don't know if anybody here has anxiety disorders, but Klonopin is kind of amazing.
Klonopin could have been a C, though, if you went with clonazepam, so I don't think it should count.
But I didn't, though, did I? I said Klonopin.
I don't think the brand of Klonopin, I don't think the brand of Klonopin can count. I think we both need to take a drink.
I feel like you're bullying me on my own podcast, and that's really fucked up.
Drink to that.
What comes after K? L?
L. Lima beans.
That's not a thing.
Yeah, it is. Do you want me to Google it? Here we go. We're pulling out the Google again. I'm going to type in lima bean witchcraft.
I also can't think of a single thing that starts with an L.
Unleash your inner witch on Tumblr.
Luterface.
No, you came up with no. That was not within 3 seconds. Wasn't within 3 seconds. You're gonna have to take a drink. No.
Lunar phases, though. I should have thought of that.
No. Lima beans are strung on a silk thread and carried for 2 days to smooth over difficulties if a couple is quarreling. And that's from Witches and Pagans Amino. So it counts. Someone else is out there doing...
You're using a fucking amino as a source.
Someone's doing lima bean
witchcraft. Or is it amiibo? Amino. That is a app for children. I just would like the audience to note that the children's app was something that Temp just quoted. So we'll move on from there. After L comes M.
Oh, sorry, Frank. I just burped right into my microphone.
Moon.
Oh no, I couldn't think of anything. I was gonna say moo like a cow. I'm going downhill really fast, guys.
You sure are. Luckily, we're over halfway through the alphabet, so we're almost done.
Can we have a 5-second window now?
Nope. This is exactly what I told you I was worried about when you said for us to shout out our answers. And you went, it's fine. It will be fine. And here we are in the exact scenario. All right. After M is N.
N. Nutmeg.
Nettle.
Oh, that counts. That's a good one.
Well, yeah, it counts. It starts with an N and is an ingredient. Thank you, Dictator. I appreciate it. All right, what is after N? O.
Possum.
Opal. I feel like mine counts a lot more than possum.
I feel like mine counts way more.
How's that?
Opossum.
Oh, you're repeating the word. Now I understand how it relates to witchcraft. Thank you so much for that explanation.
People use possum bones in bone readings.
Do they, though? Or do they?
Yeah, they do.
Do they?
Yeah,
and if you look up at goddamn amino one more time, I will blow my brains out.
You use possum bones in it.
All right, I'll let you have it. Do you remember when there was that trend on TikTok where everybody was like, do not use opal in witchcraft. It is cursed, and anybody who carries an opal is destined for bad luck.
No.
I remember that, and I remember thinking, we've strayed really far from the light. All right, P.
Penis candle. Oh, no. All right. They're the same thing.
It does count, though. Q.
Quidditch.
Question mark.
I think mine should get to count.
Yours
I think
definitely does not. J.K. Rowling is transphobic, so if anything,
this was not an endorsement of J.K. Rowling.
I'm not saying it is, but because Harry Potter is literally fictional magic, I probably would have let it slide if she wasn't a transphobe. So.
How many people got their start because they read Harry Potter and they felt inspired? I know at least one person.
It's still not real witchcraft. Drink, you dumb bitch. R is next. Robin.
Red.
Red?
Yeah, it's like a ritual color.
You know the thing that the people are always saying, there's nothing more occult than red.
I'm trying to keep my voice down and not do this ugly cackle for your Comcot podcast.
You gotta stop saying such dumb shit then.
I'm trying my best.
Okay, S is
I
next.
asked for 5 seconds, and you were like, "No, you fucking."
We talked about this beforehand, and I told you that I thought that this was a bad idea, and you were like, "It's fine." You gaslit me, and I'm the victim of abuse, and so I am not backing down on this. S is next.
S is next. Sand.
Snakes.
Okay, they're both good.
All right. T is after S?
T is after S. Oh my god, wait, can we go back in time real quick?
Yeah.
I couldn't think of T because I was thinking I didn't even have an M and it should have been McCormick.
Oh my god, you didn't. That's embarrassing.
That's
really embarrassing for
literally-
your brand. That's so embarrassing.
Oof.
We hate to see it, guys. We really hate to see it. Yikes.
Yikes.
All right, T.
Tarantula.
Well, tarantula. Why a tarantula?
Tarantulas because they're always with witches in the scary movies about witches. And
That might have been the dumbest thing you've ever said.
I think I should get to count. I'm so afraid of tarantulas, and they're always in those movies.
You know what's funny? And I think about this a lot when we record Abracading Dong, but it's of course leaking into Coffee and Cauldrons as well, is both of us are very serious witches who take our craft and education on that very seriously.
First of all, I'm
and
literally
this bitch
so
is literally
drunk.
saying the word tarantula. It's embarrassing, honestly.
Well,
We
actually,
hate to see it.
I've thought of a book title for nearly every letter, but then I decided very early on that I couldn't say specific book titles because they're not potentially like notable for their whole period. So if I said a book title, you'd be like, "The fuck, that's just a book."
I mean, okay. I'll let you have that one.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Next is you.
Like, you suck?
No, that starts with a Y, dumbass. You, as in, we're both authors. This is embarrassing. Umbilical cord.
Oh, I didn't think of anything.
Here's the thing. Umbilical cords, although not magical, when witchcraft.
Oh, I could give you the U.
Magical. What?
I could give you the U. That was good.
Yeah. Thank you. Because they are magical. They literally sustain life. So you have the drink, bitch.
Yeah. I could have said underwear. It's a good tag lock.
You could have, but you didn't. All right, ready?
No.
Oh, it's V. V is next.
V is next.
Valerian. Oh, that's good. Venom is good. What comes after V?
W.
A, B, C, D, E, F. Oh, W? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Waning
Water.
moon. Oh, very good. Okay. And then it's X, Y, Z, right? So X. X-ray.
Xylophone. No, you need to justify why you're saying X-ray, and I'll justify why I've said xylophone.
I'll explain to you why I'm saying X-ray. Bones are a huge part of witchcraft.
Yeah, but you didn't say bones. X-ray.
No, X-ray of bones. Calm down. Let me get my full circle here. When you see the bones on the X-ray, you are then able to practice forms of divination. There you go.
Well,
Nothing more to say.
I said X for xylophone because you could raise energy with it. Instead of having drums, you're going to have a nice xylophone circle, and all your xylophone buddies are going to come over and be.
I think that is probably some of the most flawless logic I've ever heard in my entire life.
Just like doing
Talk
bone
about a
magic
good
on
old
an X-ray.
xylophone sound cleansing.
You could have literally just been like, yeah, the X-ray is a tag lock. And I would have been like, oh, okay.
Well, I still feel like my explanation made perfect sense. It's bone reading.
Okay. If you're a medical professional, it definitely is bone reading.
But I'm not.
Sorry, sir. You seem to have a crack in your lower rib.
I predict a lot of pain in your future. All right. Y is next.
WX. We just did WXY. Yeah.
That's what I've said Y 3 times. All right.
Yarrow. Fuck.
Ugh, the trivia is really hitting.
WXYZ.
Z.
Zoomers.
Zencaster. Which I'm recording on, and therefore magic.
I said Zoomers because they're all witchcrafters.
They are all witches. I'll let you have that. I'm going to drink.
I think that we could even actually go for a second round because we sped through it much faster than Maria intended by both going at the same time.
No way. We definitely don't have the time for that.
Okay.
But what I will say is thank you for joining me on this. Would you tell the beautiful people where they can find you in the future?
Yeah, I am done with my internet retirement, so you can find me at Wild Woman Witchcraft on Instagram. I'm on Twitter, but I don't know for how long because, like if you're on Twitter, you know what it's like.
True.
My book, Year of the Witch, is available everywhere books are sold. My calendar and conjoining desk planner are also available everywhere books are sold, and they're really pretty, so you should buy them.
They are really pretty.
I'm also on Instagram at @atired witch, and you can find me on Instagram at tiredxwitch.
For those of you who don't know, people thought that we were the same person for a very long time, and we ran with it.
I don't know why. Like, because I have red hair and you have blue hair.
Alike.
No, we don't have similar platforms either. Yours
we
is
really
very
don't.
nice, and mine's not.
We do not post similar content, anything. So I don't know what people were on about, but that's okay. I'll let them have it. Anyway, Temp, thanks for drinking with me.
Thanks for having me.
And yeah, hopefully we'll do Abracading Dong.
Abracading Dong in the
year.
future.
We'll see.
We should do this drinking game, but for sister wives.
We fucking should. So, Maria, what's stirring your cauldron this week?
That was very sensual.
Thank you.
Okay. So I talked about how I didn't want to go into full hibernation mode last time. I was completely resistant. But after being sick for like a week now, and with the holidays coming up, I decided I am going to take a social media break after I feel well, just so I can cook and enjoy time with my family. I'm still going to be doing some posts. I have maybe 3 posts in mind until the end of the year. But I think I really need just a break from everything and just to as I said, enjoy time with my family and cook. Mm-hmm. It's necessary. I mean, it isn't it's going to hurt me anyways, but the way social media is right now, everything's such a mess. So what does it matter anyways?
I basically took a month off, and my numbers are exactly where they were. So
yeah. So I'm not worried about it really anymore, which I think is good, and healthy. So yeah. I'm just going to post what I want to post and make it look fun and hopefully give you guys some good information. But I'm also going to take that much needed break to do nothing, sit in my pajamas, make Oreo balls and crinkle cookies, and stuff my face. So maybe I'll put some stuff on my stories. We'll see. Include you guys in my cooking escapades. But I'm really looking forward to it.
You should do I mean, obviously do whatever you want, but it would be fun if you did like little cooking vlogs. That would be fun. As real.
As long as I still don't sound like this. Like, oh my gosh, she sounds like Patty and Selma.
I don't know
I smoke a pack a day, guys.
Do you ever watch Mob Wives?
No.
There was a lady called Big Ange on Mob Wives, and she'd be like, I love me a wise guy. And that's what you sound like.
How hot.
You're killing your mother.
I'm so glad I am blessing the guys' ears with this way.
R.I.P. Big Ange, though, for real.
Oh, poor Big Ange.
Gone but not forgotten.
So, Robin, what is not stirring your cauldron right now?
You're very smelly cat. I love it. Smelly cat, smelly cat. It is actually going off of kind of what you are talking about, which is the stir craziness that winter brings. I have noticed a trend of people, just kind of in general, in life and in online, where I can tell people are needing to get outdoors, needing to go do things. Do you know what I mean? Because they're grumpier, or they're like looking for issues that don't exist, or like being really rude to the barista for taking a little bit longer on their coffee. It's like, I get it. It's cold. I don't know how the temperature is where you guys are, but it's like negative degrees here. Both in Celsius and Fahrenheit. And it's gloomy, and it's miserable. And so I get it. I get where people are coming from. It's not fun being stuck inside, but there's like a real grumpiness that comes with that. You know what I mean? And lack of vitamin D. I mean, I don't know, but it is shitty to watch it secondhand, and watching like your favorite barista get yelled at, or like watching, I don't know, somebody being really rude to somebody else because they perceive them getting cut off in driving, which is not necessarily rude in reality. And so it's just a lot of like, go outside. You know what I mean? And I do get it. Like, going outside has its massive limitations in the winter.
Well, I also think, people are pushing themselves, like, they already have busy schedules with work and all that, and then they have to add, like, the holiday stuff on top of it. It can break anybody, and that's one of the reasons why I said what I said in the first place, was, like, I'm taking a break. I'm enjoying time with my family, because even if you're, like, do your own business and stuff, just chill.
Different sides of the coin.
I really do.
Yours is recognizing that you have to make the boundaries. Mine is that people are not recognizing that they need to make the boundaries.
And I feel so bad for people who have to work through it no matter what.
God bless retail workers. Honestly, this is like the worst time of year for them. They they're what is that expression? God gives the toughest battles to his strongest warriors. I've said God twice now in this segment, so I'd like to acknowledge that.
She's a godly woman.
Turns out, guys, surprise, Shorty, I'm a Christian. But I don't know. It's been a lot to watch, and watching other people kind of needing to not be so like cruel, and needing to like get a life, and have some patience and touch some grass. I
know, we're all doing our best out here.
Honestly, may I recommend trying to find a like botanical garden near you and get in there and go touch a leaf, like a single leaf. I don't know. Maybe have a butterfly land on your head. I don't know. But I do know is that everybody needs to relax. Everyone's at a 10.
Let's dial it back. Let's
dial it back.
It's just a coffee. You're fine.
Literally, like, go have some eggnog. Get a hot cocoa, chill out. If you just joined us this week, every single week we talk about shops that we're loving, creators that we're loving, artists that we're loving, people that we organically find that we think are putting out some cool stuff that maybe you'd be interested. So that being said, as a reminder, these are not ads, they're not paid. These are just people that we have found and we think are cool. So Maria, who are you digging this week?
Can you believe it's another deck? Can you believe? No. But anyways, so one of my favorite photographers, they are known by the thetogfather on Instagram and other forms of social media, but they released a deck with Tazama African Tarot, and it's the Love Oracle of Eden deck, and it is so beautiful. It is so stunning. Like, when I say it is stunning, I mean it is stunning. Like,
She's
just
serious, guys.
I am. It is such a, like, the togfather's like photography style is so beautiful and like romantic and classic, but with like a very modern twist. So I highly recommend checking out their stuff anyways. But the deck, I'm super excited about it because it's like super what's the word, it has like many different body types, skin tones, ethnicities, like, and it's so great to see that in a deck because it's not overwhelmingly white people, which is, I think, a good change because we have a lot
like
of decks.
Model skinny. They're not all model skinny. They've got real bodies. Like,
yeah, real bodies, like that you could see, you know, just out in public. So it's nice to see that.
It's like it's a genuine variety of people, skin tones, backgrounds, body types. It's amazing.
So I highly recommend checking it out. I know it's just for pre-order right now. I do believe that they were shipping it off before the holidays, so you might be able to get it soon. So it might not be pre-order forever. So what have you been loving, Robin?
So cool. So I actually am going to recommend a podcast. Maria and I talked about this last week, and I was like, oh, I can't wait to finish it. And then it turned out I only had one episode left to be caught up. And I was like, oh, okay. And that is called Death in the Afternoon. For those of you who follow me and like my kind of practice that I talk about, I do a lot of death work and spirit work. And so because of that, death positivity is a huge part of a passion of mine. And if you're familiar with Caitlin Daughtry, she runs the Order of the Good Death, I believe is what it's called. And she's written books like Smoke Gets in Your Eyes or Will My Cat Eat My Eyeballs? And it's just basically... It's about normalizing death because it's the most normal thing that we can do. And the podcast is about death. And it's incredible. When I went to Australia, I'm not a big podcast listener, which I know is ironic because obviously we make podcasts. But I struggle sometimes with keeping up with podcasts or really getting into them. And this one I binged so hard. I listened to like 3 seasons, I think is what they had in 2 days. The episodes are short, they're 30 minutes long, but they talk about like history and they talk about taboo things and tabloids and Hollywood and just all these different array of topics. And the 3 hosts do 3 separate stories and oftentimes talk about things from their own cultural perspective. And it really fascinating, amazing, funny, very good. If you haven't listened to it and you're into death in any capacity, you'll probably like it. It was very good. I really enjoyed it a lot. I'm sad.
I really like the name because, you know, it's a play on love in the afternoon.
Yeah.
But I definitely want to check it out too because it sounds really good.
Like, I'm not somebody who gets massively into podcasts, as you know, and it's also such a digestible amount of time for somebody like me who struggles to focus on something for a really long time. So, I don't know. It's good. You should check it out.
Do it.
Thank you all so much for joining us today. We hope that we will see you again on Friday, January 6th for the first episode of season 4. We have a lot of exciting stuff planned, so I think it's going to be great. You can keep an eye out on our Instagram, our Twitter, or you can go to coffeeandcauldrons.com for more information as well as links to our social media. And if you are somebody who's been on the fence about joining the Patreon, on January 22nd, we will be having Riss of All My Ancestors joining us for a class on shadow work, as well as you get the backlog of all the other classes and the library articles and part 2 episodes. So if you are somebody who's been on the fence, that might be something to consider to join for. I think it's going to be amazing.
Yeah. And, we also have a Discord community full of fun events like the class and discussions. Like we have a ritual that we do once a month. And we also have a meditation led by the lovely Robin.
And a book club.
Yeah, and a book club. The book club.
We have a lot going on in Discord. So, yeah. I mean, yes, joining the library tier is very cool if you'd like to be there for the class. But if you'd like to have a very active Discord to be a part of with a lot of amazing and wonderful people, that is also great. If you are loving our sexy, sensual voices, please take a moment to review us on whatever streaming service that you are tuning in from, such as Apple Podcasts or Spotify. We love reading your reviews, and rating us with 5 stars helps us be seen by others. Thank you to everybody who already has and everybody who will in the future.
So again, this is Coffee and Cauldrons.
With Robin from At a Tired Witch on Instagram.
And I'm Maria from @MariaTheArcane on Instagram.
All right. You ready for the last one of the year?
Yes.
All right. 1, 2,